What's up, Ragin Nation? This is Alex Yu, and it's the moment you've been waiting for. Top 10 movies of 2012. I got the countdown right here for you guys. Before I talk about this list, this is in no way a definitive list. There is no definitive list. These top 10 lists are all very subjective because it really comes down to our opinions. Now, if you're looking for a definitive list, there are really only two types of definitive top 10 movies of 2012 lists, and that is by box office. You could have your top 10 highest grossing films of all time. Now there is a definitive list, but in no way does that mean that the movie is great in terms of being a critically positively rated movie. If you want that list, that is another definitive list. But it really depends on the website. You could have the score from IGN, you could have the score from Rotten Tomatoes or Metacritic or IMDb. So really there's only two definitive lists. I'm not gonna go by that. I'm gonna go with my own personal opinion. My personal opinion will be different from yours. Everybody kind of feels that certain movies all have the same kind of score. So let me give you my list. Top 10 movies of 2012. Here we go, starting with number 10. Ted. Ted! What a hilarious movie. It was a bit of a surprise to me. I didn't expect it to be like that. But Mark Wahlberg talking to a teddy bear, that was a must-see for me, and I knew it was going to be funny. Number 9 is Dredd. Dredd is such an amazing movie. Totally underrated. It was budgeted at $50 million and only made $30 million worldwide. And that is really unfortunate, but it was such a true adaptation to the original comic. It is just full of action, and it does not hold back in being what exactly it is, and that is an ultra-violent comic book movie, and I love that about it. Number 8 is The Amazing Spider-Man. Mark Webb gave us such a brilliant and brand new vision of the web-slinging superhero. I love what he did with the character. I love the performances from Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, and this new take on it really makes me look forward to the new Spider-Man trilogy. Number 7, 21 Jump Street. I didn't know it was going to be that hilarious. Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill are such a brilliant duo together, and I hope that they come up with a sequel. I will definitely be there for the next one. Number 6, The Hunger Games. I only watched it because of all the hype, and I'm glad I watched it because of all the hype because now I'm hooked. I never read the books, but this movie was engaging from beginning to end, and I can't wait to see what comes next in Catching Fire. Number 5, that would be The Avengers. It is the ultimate comic book movie, and it defines what a comic book movie, especially a Marvel superhero movie, should be like. Joss Whedon's direction is absolutely superb, and he brought all these characters together and all these actors to play these larger-than-life characters. He just made the movie perfect in so many ways. Which brings us to number 4. Number 4, that would be The Dark Knight Rises. Christopher Nolan being one of my favorite directors of all time. He did such a great job with The Dark Knight Rises. It's just so epic. A lot of people might be thinking, well, why wouldn't you put The Avengers on top of The Dark Knight Rises? Like I said before, these lists are all very subjective. I just prefer The Dark Knight Rises over The Avengers. Next, this brings us down to our top 3, starting with number 3. That would be Skyfall, the best Bond film I've ever seen. Wow. I love what they did with the character. Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, and Skyfall, these films are a trilogy, and I love how it transitions from this trilogy onto this new James Bond saga, this new legacy, this new take on the franchise, and it's all because of Daniel Craig's portrayal of this spy. You know, this spy character is just played so well by Daniel Craig. He really brings James Bond to a whole new level for this new age. Movie number 2 is Argo, directed by Ben Affleck. Wow, what a movie. I'm really invested in these characters. I really want to know how they get out of this. Let me tell you that this story is just so satisfying. It's exciting, it's intense, and it just really makes you feel completely engaged to what's going on the screen. Ben Affleck is such a great director, and I can't wait to see what he directs next. And, of course, this brings us to our number 1 film of 2012, and you guys already know what it is. Quentin Tarantino, Django Unchained. What a phenomenal piece of filmmaking. I definitely want to go back to watch that again. It is a movie that just simply needs to be seen. Not for the squeamish and, you know, the weak stomach because of the ultra-violent nature of the film, but if you want to see a movie about heroism and redemption and just great characters, watch this film. So I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Tarantino for really just giving us this experience. You know, this movie, Django Unchained, is not just a movie, it's an experience. You sit there in this dark room filled with people who are also moviegoers, who are also excited to see what the next Tarantino film is. And once the lights go down and then the credits start rolling and then we see these larger than life characters, we just feel like, wow, this is a movie. I felt awesome for 2 hours and 45 minutes. So that's my top 10 list of 2012. Django Unchained, Argo, Skyfall, The Dark Knight Rises, The Avengers, Hunger Games, 21 Jump Street, The Amazing Spider-Man, Dredd, and Ted. Now, there's some movies that I don't want to leave out in this list, and they don't fall anywhere in this list per se, but they have some very specific categories that they fall in. The most fun that I've had in a movie theater, I'm going to give that award to The Expendables 2. The best 3D in a movie, I gotta give that to The Hobbit. The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, shot in 48 frames per second, in beautiful 3D, and the cinematography is just beautiful. Peter Jackson just did an amazing job with that. So thank you for that, Mr. Jackson. Most underrated film of 2012. That I've already mentioned before. You already know what that is, and that is Dredd. That movie just really deserves to be seen. And I just want to say to anyone who wants to watch a really good comic book adaptation film, watch Dredd. Most overrated film, that would go to Looper, okay? Hate me all you want, but Looper is a film that I just felt that is not that special to me. You know, I had some things to say about it. There were some clever things, but at the end of the day, it really didn't shake me. It didn't move me. It didn't leave an impression on me. So there you have it. Now we're starting to get a little more specific, but the biggest overloaded box office failure / mess would have to be Cloud Atlas. I think the Wachowski brothers are really great visionary directors, but Cloud Atlas was something that is just way too overambitious to the point where it was a big mess. And this movie might do a little better on a couch watching it on a Blu-ray where you're all comfortable, but definitely it's too long for it to be seen in a movie theater because your brain is working so hard trying to piece this puzzle together to the point where you just feel that it's not worth your time. Biggest surprise hit, that would be Chronicle. Chronicle is definitely a huge surprise to me, and I love their take of the superhero genre combined with the found footage genre. I love what they did with that. It's very creative and it definitely caught me by surprise. The biggest disappointing movie that I was looking forward to, that would be The Man with the Iron Fists. I had a lot of faith in the RZA. I love that he's an enthusiast of films and especially martial arts films. He wanted so much for this movie and I totally respect that. I really commend him for his effort, but in no way was it great. In fact, it was very disappointing. And it was a movie that is disappointing that I was really, really looking forward to. So I was filled with disappointment. And finally, here's a little bit of a strange category, and that would be the best movie that I never saw. And I can't say it was the best movie, but it's definitely a movie that I really, really wanted to watch in 2012, but I never ended up seeing it. And that would be Moonrise Kingdom. I heard so many great and wonderful things about this movie. It's a movie that I really, really wanted to watch that I didn't get a chance to watch last year. Anyways, that's it. That is my complete list of films that stand out for 2012. I will have a new list at the end of 2013, but in the meantime, let's look forward to all these new movies that are coming out for the rest of the year. If you want to know what those movies are, like my Ragin Nation Facebook page, that would be facebook.com/TheRaginNation, and then click to look for my 2013 movies that I'm looking forward to. Look for that list, and then leave me a comment on the comment section to let me know what you think of this list. And also, if you want to share with me your top 10 list, let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation, and also follow me on Twitter @Ragin Nation. My name is Alex, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Because while Jamie Foxx plays the title character, he only really redeems himself in the third and final act of the film. But let me tell you, it is totally satisfying.